All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to my one take commentary channel. And in today's video, I wanted to talk on this situation with I wanted to talk on this situation with this girl in this phone. Like, this happened some time ago, but I also wanted to talk on this whole, like, oh, I gotta have my phone on me at all times. And it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know, I guess with me, I'm old fashioned. Like, I'm not really like, I'm into having a phone. Like, I do use it for content creating reasons, but overall it's like something where I'm like, oh, I'm going to lose sleep. Like, I overall want to have my phone on me and things. But no, I wanted to talk on. I was just making sure I didn't upload because I felt like that this is something that I've either seen or have talked about before, and I'm like, if I did, I just didn't want to make the mistake. So, but now, anyways, I think this is a fresh story because no, I'd seen the video. I'm not gonna play the video. I've seen the video. If you guys want to go watch it, you can. But I think that they don't really show nothing. They don't show, at least the video that I watched. They ain't really, you couldn't really see her pepper spray the guy. But no, she did pepper spray him and stuff. Like, I think, yeah, she was holding it in her hand. I mean, it looks like in this frame like she is pepper spraying him. But yeah, overall, I'm like, bruh, the thing is this, like, and I when I had watched this video, I was thinking back on the time. I remember it was like one of the last few times I remember, because teachers at one point in time, they did, at least for the teachers that I had, they didn't care if you had your phone out. They was like, just don't have it out while I'm teaching and stuff. So, but anyways, no, I remember one of the last few times I got caught with my phone out in class. It was this history teacher. He was the football coach. So yeah, it was like he made it clear, do not have your phones out in class. And it was crazy when he was giving us that lecture. A kid had his phone out in the classroom, ended up getting sent to the office because he wasn't trying to give up the phone. And I'm like, bro, is it really that serious? I'm like, this was like 10 plus years ago. So it wasn't like phones were all that good and things. And so that's why I'm like, it trips me out where I'm like, bro, what was it, like iPhone 3GSs and 4s that were out? Like, it ain't like something to brag about nowadays where you got phones that fold. You got phones where it's like the screen, but it's like it's a flip phone almost and things. Then of course, yeah, you got like these fancier iPhones and Samsung Galaxies and all this other. But overall though, I'm like, back then it was like, what, you had like the Android one, I'm trying to think. It was like you seen a lot of different, like the iPhones, like at the time being like the newer ones at the time. But I don't know, like with me, I'm trying to think. I think I did. Yeah, I had an iPhone. I had my iPhone, I think, at the, no, wait a minute. Did I have my iPhone my junior year? I think I did. I think I did have an iPhone my junior year. Regardless, though, I'm in this teacher's class. He wasn't teaching. So, but no, that was the thing, though. I felt my phone go off. So, I remember I checked, I looked, put my phone back in my pocket. Something like I felt the presence on the side. I look, it is the teacher, and I'm like, dang, he caught me. So I'm like, most likely I am going to get my phone at the end of the class period. If not that, then just have to come back in here and get it at the end of the day. I wasn't even putting up a fight. I literally looked up at him and I was getting ready to hand, or no, I was holding my phone out. I'm like, yeah, I was like, you caught me. I'm like, I shouldn't have my phone out in class, but I'm like, it's something where I'm like, you caught me overall in things. But nah, he was cool about it. He was like, hey, look, just don't bring it out no more. And I'm like, cool, bet. I'm like, I'm going to, my phone goes off. And I don't remember what the notification was. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I guess for me, like when your phone is just mad dry, like you're all like, oh, there's a new update, or I'm trying to think, oh, a new whatever, such and such done posted a new video, like a Facebook page or something, at the time being when I was heavily into Facebook. But yeah, it wasn't like I was really getting no notifications like that back then. I'm like, if anything, it was probably, it'd be like maybe a text message from family or friends or something like that. But I'm like, that can wait, that could overall wait and things. But I mean, if it's one of those things where it's serious, I'm like, then yeah, they'll overall like contact the school and be all like, hey, you gotta go up to the office real quick and stuff. So my parents knew that. People knew that. So that's why I was like, yeah, as I got older when I was in school, like I wasn't really bringing my phone out like that. I was like maybe my freshman year, sophomore year, but it's like as the years went on, I'm like, bro, I ain't got no reason to bring my phone out in class. I'm like, teachers be tripping about it anyway, so what am I doing and stuff? So anyways, but yeah, then I seen this video and I'm like, fam, are people that attached to their phones? Like, I even, because on my main channel I'll react to like police body cam videos, and that's like one of the first things people start yelling and screaming about, like, oh, I gotta get my phone, I gotta get my phone. Like, I seen where the one girl, she punched the cop in the face. They're like, no, you heard that correctly, she drew back and punched a cop in the face. And the cop wasn't even phased by it. I don't even think it did like no damage to him and stuff. It was just kind of like that and things. Like he still was continuing on with his like whole day cycle and stuff. But anyways, but yeah, that was like one of the things. Was it her or was it the friend? I think no, yeah, it was the one that punched the cop. But no, that yeah, she was started yelling about her phone, and I'm like, ma'am, you were in no position. You got worse things to be worried about than your phone. And I'm like, yeah, if you got insurance on it, then just yeah, go up to whoever your provider is. Because I know for me, I remember when I had a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4. Yeah, I was like, I had like I had to say that was without doubt the most fanciest phone that I had ever had. But that phone broke on me. So that's when I was like, yeah, I'm not even really into phones like that. I was like, let me just get the best iPhone on the market so I know I wouldn't have to replace it for a certain amount of time and stuff. And so, yeah, I'm like it. I plan on, because I currently right now I got the 15 Pro Max, and I'm like, yeah, they got the 16s out now. I'm pretty sure they're going to announce the 17s here soon. Or no, I think they did say they were going to skip a year. So that's why I was like, yeah, I'm not in. I just don't. At least for me, I don't care for phones like that and stuff. Like there's times where I'm like, I had to check my phone, and I'm like, because I'm a content creator. Like overall, I think you guys can see that and stuff. So yeah, there are times where I'm just checking notifications, seeing what's the business, but other than that, I got like messages turned off. Everything besides text messages, but like TikTok messages, some Instagram messages, like because I'll have it where it's like, okay, if I'm not really talking with that person like that, I'll put them in general, because general it don't disturb me. But like primary, I'm like, yeah, that I'm like, okay, let me see who it is. But even then, I'm like, I'm not responding to the message right then and there and stuff. Like there's other things in my life that I'm worried about, but yeah, you just got it out there where people they just so heavily into their phones, and I'm like, why is that? Like I had to say that's gonna probably be the biggest question for this video that I would like. I guess like just for just random people to answer and stuff, like why are people, or just overall you, if you're really into your phone, like you find yourself like you're on your phone 23 hours of the day and you're just nonstop texting, scrolling through social media and all that. And I guess with me, as I got older, I realized I'm like, the only reason why I need to be scrolling through social media is for content creating reasons. But other than that, I don't be scrolling through social media just to see, oh, that's something to read, that's something to look at, that's something like, no, I'm looking for stuff that I could talk about in videos, or for like videos. But I have to say, if I wasn't into content creating, I would have a phone, but I wouldn't be on social media like that. And that's probably the only thing that she's doing: social media, looking at messages that she hasn't responded to yet. What else? Like it's like I don't know, like it's just something where I'm like, ma'am, like your phone ain't that serious. But I'm like, but my thing is this: talking on this story though, you're willing to get, because I'm most likely she definitely got suspended, or not even, no, not suspended, expelled from the whole school district. You can't assault teachers, bro. Like I remember there was a kid. What was that kid's name? Dang, I can't even think of that kid's name. But it was this one kid. That was like one of the first few times I ever heard, or no, like that. No, it was the first time I ever heard about that. But I remember there was this kid. This was elementary, by the way. There's this kid where he got into some sort of argument, dispute, whatever, with a teacher, and he threw a chair at her. And so I think it was a female teacher. But anyways, he overall threw a chair at a teacher. So I remember me and my one of my friends, we were walking home one day and we seen him. And it's all like, dang, bro, it's like, where have you been? We haven't seen you in school or nothing. He was like, oh no, I got expelled from the whole school district. He was like, yeah, I threw a chair at a teacher. And he was so happy and proud about it. And I'm like, bro, that's not normal behavior. Yeah, there's been times I ain't got into fair share arguments with teachers, but I never wanted to throw no chair at them and things. I'm like, dang, bro. I'm like, that's some crazy stuff. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, it might be teachers where he cause you to raise your voice a little bit, but I'm like, yeah, as far as like throwing the chair at a teacher, I'm like, yeah, a teacher really had to upset me. But I think that kid, he just had like issues and stuff. And same with this kid, whoever this kid is. I'm like, that's the thing where it's like, I don't think she realizes, but it's like stuff like this is going to affect her. Like this is going to be the one thing people are always going to bring up, talk about. It's like, oh, you were that one girl that's pepper sprayed a teacher over her phone. And I'm like, and that, the thing is this. You can obviously see that she's black. How did that go at home? Where it's like, because I'm saying that's something where it's like, yeah, I imagine that if it was your parent that got you the pepper spray, they got you that pepper spray, like use it in case of an emergency. Your phone being taken away from you, you shouldn't even have had your phone out in the classroom. but you getting your phone taken away, that's not an emergency. And I know there's gonna be people out there trying to defend her, and I'm like, yeah, no, I can tell what kind of kid you were. You were definitely that kid where you're willing to go to the office or go outside or just, overall get some in-school suspension or detention and things where it's like, oh, over a phone where it's like you're not paying the bill, you didn't buy the phone, none of that stuff. This is a phone that was issued to you by your parent and you're defending it. Like, yeah, now if it's my thing is this, right? Me as an adult and somebody come up to me talking about give me your phone. And I'm like, my thing is this, if it's not like on no robbery stuff, it is just some random person, they're like, oh, I'm a teacher and I don't want, or no, not even on some stuff like that. It's just some random person talking about give me your phone. I don't want you on your phone no more. I don't know. Even if this is somebody that I know, I'm gonna look at them, scratch whatever beard I do have, and I'm like, huh, okay, and I'm gonna go right back on my phone. And I'm like, and if you take my phone, I'm like, you're gonna catch a spear. And I'm like, not like a spear that you throw. No, I'm saying like a good old fashioned Goldberg, Roman Reigns, Edge. I'm trying to think of some other people that use this spear. Yeah, you're gonna catch like all three of them combined, but it's going to be me spearing you and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, that's it. If it's somebody that I don't know, if it's somebody that I do know, I'm like, don't you have a phone too? I'm like, that go, please go. I'm like, I ain't got time to be fooling around with that. But yeah, but it's like on some stuff where you're in school, it's like, fam, you should be trying to get your education. It's like, yeah, I guess people will be trying to like argue that, say you could get an education on your phone, but I'm like, obviously she ain't get one if she ain't in school. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, ma'am, it ain't that serious. It is not that serious. Like, you should not be tripping that hard over a phone. I'm like, especially like I said, you ain't paid for that phone, you ain't got no, cause my thing is this, like I took like care of the phones that my parents did get me and stuff, but at the same time I'm like, yeah, it's something where I'm like, okay, if something happens to this phone, I'm like, I mean, I ain't being careless about it. I mean, if something happens like on some like accidental, like, okay, like everybody's seen that it was an accident and stuff, then yeah, then it's like, okay, well, I'm going to be upset, of course, but yeah, overall, it's like I ain't tripping that hard over it. And well, no, there was a time I remember I was sitting on the top bleachers and I had an iPhone 4. And that phone, I'm telling you, when I heard that like hit slam, I'm like, I'm looking because it was an assembly. So I'm like, man, I'm like, somebody dropped their phone, went for my phone, and it just like that like heart drop, just instant shock. And I'm like, that was my phone. I'm like, cause now like thinking of like the sound, radius and stuff that was in my, my area and things. I'm like, that was my phone. I just knew the phone was just broken in pieces. I'm like, phone was just, it was gone, done. Like it was no way possible that phone survived that fall, but it did. And I was like, phone wasn't cracked, none of that. It was like, trying to think what was like Spectra or something. It was some case company where I was like, it started with an S. I think it was like Spectra or something like that. But I'm like, yeah, shout out to them, because I'm like, yeah, that phone case, I was like, I just knew for a fact that phone was broken, because I don't even think it had a screen protector. It just had the case on it and stuff. But yeah, man, I just think, kids, people overall, it's like y'all shouldn't be tripping over no phones like that. Like, relax, it's gonna be okay. You will get your, and it probably is one of those situations. That's why she was tripping so hard over it, because she probably gets called out all the time for having her phone out. But I do think though that it shouldn't like just talking to the teacher, I guess, like, for like teachers that wants to avoid things like this, yeah, just have it where you send the kid up to the office. And I'm like, yeah, it's like you'll just have to, I guess, talk with your parent and things, and then like, like have it where it's like on some three strike stuff, where it's like first time it's like, okay, it's all like, hey, go outside. Second time, go to the office. Third time, you're getting suspended and things, and you'll just have to keep going through that cycle. And I guess if it then it's like for the suspensions, a three strike thing, you get suspended three times, then you end up getting expelled, and then you have to like go to another school and things. That's how it should be done. But yeah, you got some of them old fashioned teachers where they're all like, nope, they walk. Cause I remember I had a teacher like that. She was, and it was so crazy too. Like it was like a minute, like probably less than a minute left in class. She talked about, Tyler, give me your phone. And I'm like, you're not teaching. I'm not giving you nothing. And I was like, yeah. And it was a little issue with her. Then there was the second time I remember it happened. But no, it was like, cause yeah, that's where I would usually have my phone now. It'd be like, okay, bell's about to ring. I ain't even tripping about it and stuff. So, but yeah, I remember the second time a teacher tried that. She talking about she gonna keep me like locked up in the classroom, and I'm like, I'm going home when that bell rings, because I'm like, you guys can't block both doors. So I guarantee, and I promise you, if I see one door being blocked, I'm jetting out the other door. And trust me, you're not 14. My thing is this: I was 14 at the time. I'm still fast on my feet now, but I was 14 at the time. I wouldn't say I was in my prime, but I was like in the opening credits of my prime. You're not catching 14-year-old me. I don't even know if I would be able to catch 14-year-old me, but I know for a fact not no middle-aged woman is catching 14-year-old me, because I knew my way around that school. I'm like, yeah, I would jet up out of here and I'm gone. All right, so but yeah, if it's like last couple of minutes, then yeah, I think it should be a situation where it's like, okay, you know, like respond to text messages, or even after the bell rings, do what you got to do and stuff. But yeah, overall, it's like, yeah, it shouldn't be a situation where it's like, you know, like kids shouldn't be on their phone in the middle of class. But if so, then like I said, just send them outside. They on their phone again, send them to the office. Then they on their phone the third time. Then yeah, it's like detention, and then fourth time suspension, and then I guess like yeah, 3 times of getting suspended. Then it's like, yeah, you know, expel them, get them up out the school and stuff. I'm like, you ain't here to learn. So, but anyways, yeah, that's just my opinion on the matter. But with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.